Hello. Welcome to the December 13th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. Thank you for being patient with us as we started a little bit late. We had a dinner gifted to us, so graciously. I need approval of the minutes for the November 8, 2022 regular meeting.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Communications from the audience for items that are not listed as a public hearing on the agenda can come forward at this time. Items on the agenda that have an asterisk next to them will have an opportunity to speak on. All right, next item, new business, 536 West 17th Street. Site plan request including one setback waiver for an addition to accommodate a new Dollar General retail store. Applicant is Family Video Movie Club, Inc. If you'd like to come forward at this time.
Good evening. My name is Jason Uhas from DeWitt, Michigan. Thank you for seeing us tonight. I don't know if this is our request I think was granted last time, but I'll bring you up to speed. We had requested two waivers in the November meeting, one for the setback because we're just doing an addition, and we had the 50 to 55 feet setback, which wouldn't have made sense with the addition for the existing. And the way we had this set up was we did not meet the required amount of frontage windows for the linear front. So we went back and retooled that and moved the door to the side, I believe, and are now at the 60% window coverage. So we should not need a waiver for that. And I think if I remember correctly, we had on record that the request for just the setback portion had been approved. So I think that's where we're at right now, and we should, other than that particular part of it for the setback, we should be okay to move forward. But I don't know if there's any further questions on that.
Any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, so thank you for making the change. You know, we've been hearing a lot of feedback from the neighborhood about this particular project.
Sure.
I recognize that you've met all of the requirements, but I wonder if you could address some of the concerns. There seems to be some perception that Dollar General stores are not, well maintained. They don't. The clientele, I don't know exactly, but there seems to be some concern about those particular stores. And so I wondered if you could just share with us a little bit about what your expectation is of that property owner or that property tenant, and maybe if you have any thoughts on the South Shore Village plan that was just finalized and how it might fit into that plan.
Okay. I am not familiar at all with the South Shore Village plan, so I don't think I'd be able to comment on that. Dollar General as a tenant for us, so we own every family video building in the country. So about 750 family video buildings, and I think they're at about 180 that they've taken. Their model has changed. Well, gosh, they've got a lot of different models. If you drive out, you almost can't throw a stone without hitting a Dollar General. They used to have pretty big 10, 12, 15,000 square foot retail spaces, especially if you kind of get a little more rural. You'll see them maybe at a major intersection, in the county or something like that. They have switched to focus to about the size of what we're hoping this size of the building will be, but a lot of our family video buildings are 7,000 square foot or 7,500 square feet, and that's kind of the sweet spot that they're taking, and really focusing on rooftops in the area, meeting the needs for those 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 most common household goods that people need, deodorant, cat litter, frozen pizzas, and things like that. For us, they've been very good tenants. They take the entire building for us. They maintain the properties. They've got, landscape crews that do it. They've got their trash is on a regular trash schedule. So other than the, the more rural buildings that you might see where they've got people kind of coming from all over the place, with ours, they're all pretty busy, and they take care of the properties pretty well. So we have not had any issue with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I would encourage you, if you could, just take a look at that South Shore Village plan, because it really is your property is a key property in
Okay.
that business district, and it would be, and I think it would be helpful for you to have
Okay.
a look at that.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? No? All right. I have a question just about pedestrian traffic. Did you already address that? How the site's laid out to address people in the neighborhood coming by
It wasn't
foot?
on our last meeting, and
Okay,
so
and
don't
I
know
was
if-
not here.
yeah.
Does it have it on there?
I know we had added there was like a addition of a sidewalk, I believe.
Okay.
I can't see that far.
Steve?
Yeah, maybe I can provide some help.
Oh, there's a
with
bigger one.
that. So maybe just real quick, just a couple things, since the applicant has mentioned it. So they're in for site plan approval for the addition, over 500 square feet, has to get approved by the planning commission. And then the waiver for the front setback, as they mentioned. So really where we left off last time is you denied their site plan. So even though part of that discussion really was that front setback, everybody seemed to be okay with that. This is really a new application, so you have to make a new decision on this application. So just to touch on, again, a couple things that you've mentioned. So the site plan that you see in front of you does include the pedestrian access off from Dykema to the west. So you can see there is a crosswalk now into the site, which is one of the things that we require. You do see a little bit of extra landscaping that's being installed, shown on the green on the site plan. And then there's a little bit of reworking of the detention pond up in that right-hand corner of the site. Other than that, it's really, the changes are really, as has been mentioned, moving that receiving door over to the east side of the addition. And then the front addition down here at the bottom of this site plan shows the additional windows that were put in. I think we came up with 63% is where they're at for their window coverage out there. 60% is our requirement. So yes, they are not asking for the waiver for the glazing requirement this time around. I did put in the slide for the South Shore Village because I wanted to point out there was a couple things in here that I thought did hit on with that additional landscaping and with that pedestrian connection. That it did hit on a couple of these things and sort of that calm and activate section of the South Shore Village plan. Certainly, I would agree that the use, and the picture that you're seeing here isn't what is happening. But I did want to highlight a couple of those things that I thought with those improvements, they were kind of touching on a couple of those aspects that we did talk about with the South Shore Village plan. So staff's recommendation is that you approve their addition for the store. And I would agree with Lynn, we have gotten a bit of comments, and it's probably just worth repeating that the use, this retail use, is a permitted use in this zoning district. So you're really not evaluating the use, so to speak, it's the addition.
Thanks, Steve. Any other questions for the applicant or comments? No? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, I will open a public hearing on this item. You can come forward and speak to this item. State your name and address, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Hello, we live not too far from this site, and we've been to the Dollar General stores around here.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Do I need to?
Yes.
Okay, it's Victor McBride, 527 West 19th. We just live down the street from this, and the stores that we have been in, they're overrun with boxes. You can't hardly get through any of the stores. And it seems like there would be a bunch of crime coming into the area. And so I feel that it's not safe to have a store in this area. And there'll be a lot of traffic, and I just don't feel it's a right suitable place for this kind of thing. So,
All right, thank
that's
you.
all I have to say. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else to speak on this item? No? Okay, I will close the public hearing. Comments, questions, or motions from the commission members?
I'll make a motion and then I'll have some comments on the motion, but I'd like to get it on the floor at least for discussion. I move we approve the site plan and the waiver request as presented by staff.
Support.
Any discussion on that?
Absolutely. Just want to
All
make,
right.
want to do it in parliamentary procedure. We, as Councilmember Raymond said, I've also received concerns and questions from neighbors in regard to the use. And staff was exactly right. Steve was exactly right. We're planning commission. We're looking at the site plan and the waivers. And if it's a permitted use on the property, that's not something that we delve into. There are other ordinance requirements, there are other enforcement procedures to deal with some of the other issues that folks had brought up. But I think sometimes the public just doesn't understand what's within our control and what's not within our control in this regard. And yes, we did deny the site plan at the last meeting for an item that was within our control. There was not enough glazing in the front windows, on the front facade, that this commission didn't think warranted the waiver, and so we denied the waiver and therefore denied the site plan. That issue has been corrected by the applicant. The one waiver that they're asking for, I believe, is completely fitting with this. It is not making it in less compliant. It's not any more out of bounds than it was before. The existing building, the vast majority of the existing building did not meet the current setback requirements. Adding this addition does not create a bigger problem in my estimation in that regard. And while it would be wonderful, we did just do a South Shore Village proposal and plan. But that doesn't mean that the folks that own the properties within South Shore Village are required to follow that plan or that vision. That's just something that we put together with them to say, here's what we would like to see in that area, but we don't have the ability to enforce that. That is prospective, and that's something that, again, isn't mandatory, but is something that we like to do to help folks try to improve the city as a whole. I think that this waiver and this site plan, not looking at the actual use of the property because that's fitting and that's not within our purview, this site plan and this waiver deserves to be approved.
Any other comments or discussion? No? All right, we have a motion and we have a support. Mallory, can you just do a roll call, please?
Yes, the motion is to approve the site plan and the waiver. Box,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
Genova,
Yes.
DeBlock,
Yes.
Orm,
Yes.
Lozano,
Yes.
Owens,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Motion to approve passes.
All right, thank you very much for coming in. All right, communications and petitions, scheduling of public hearings. There are none, correct?
There are none.
And communications from commission members? And communications from, sorry,
I
did
have
I?
Merry Christmas to
Oh,
everyone.
sorry.
This is our last meeting of the year. I hope everybody has a
true.
great holiday and however
Everybody
you
stays
choose
healthy.
to celebrate it, whatever traditions there are. Yes, please be careful. Please stay healthy. Keep your
Yes.
families and your loved ones healthy along the way. And Mallory was wonderful in sending us the schedule of the meetings for next year.
Already.
And my automatic calendar had them all in except for the May meeting, which you were very nicely put an asterisk next to so that we don't have to try to
We
juggle.
do not want a conflict with
We don't have to
tulip
juggle
time.
tulip time like we did last year.
Yes.
So thank you for that. But Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yes, thank you, you too.
Same.
Yes. Communications from staff?
Just real quick, let everybody know that the city council did approve hiring McKenna to do the master plan update. So we'll get that process going, hopefully at the start of the year. And with that, I guess I wanted to also let you know that we were successful to obtain a $30,000 grant from the MEDC as a result of being certified through the redevelopment ready community process. So
Great.
that money is getting put right to work with the master plan update. So
Great.
cool. It's already paying off.
Fantastic. Thanks, Steve. All right, I need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Support. All those in favor say goodbye and Merry Christmas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye and Merry Christmas.